Students, just like human life goes through changes, similarly, economic activities go through phases of dynamic changes. And today, in this video, I am going to discuss about these phases or changes of economic activities. First one, that is irregular changes. As the name itself suggests that these changes are irregular, which do not take place regularly. That means these are accidental changes which occur in an economic activity. Say, for example, floods, famines, storms, fire, and so on. These are such kind of changes which don't occur regularly. Also, it may happen that these changes may have an impact only in some sector or maybe in some regions. Say, for example, these changes may have an impact only on agriculture sector or only on industrial sector. It may also happen that a flood may affect only a particular region, just like earthquake may affect only a particular region. Next one, those are seasonal changes. These changes regularly occur in economic activities with changing seasons. That means as per the changes in season, these changes occur. Say, for example, demand for raincoat or umbrella increases during monsoon. Similarly, demand for sweater or jackets increases during the season of winter. And due to this increase in demand, production and employment in that particular sector may also increase. So that means these changes occur as per season. Next one are long run regular changes. So some changes occur in a given direction in the form of a trend, and these are directional changes which occur in an activity. Say, for example, some regular sales trend, like the sales for a certain product may start increasing, or it may start decreasing, or it may start an increase or an decrease. So that means a trend is established that particular product's sale is increasing or it may be decreasing. And this generally happens in a long run. It takes place over a long period of time. Lastly, those are cyclical changes, dynamic fluctuations arising in an economy over its long run growth, leading to rise and fall in economic activities, are called trade cycles. That means there are fluctuations in an economy. There may be good time, there may be bad time, there may be a rise in economic activities or growth in economic activities, or there may be a fall in economic activities. The rise and fall in economic activities cyclical in nature. So just like a pedal in a cycle which first goes up and then goes down and then again goes up and then again goes down, similarly these changes are also having a same thing. They also, economic activities also move up and down just like a pedal of a cycle, and therefore these are known to be trade cycles. And in this topic itself I am going to discuss mainly about this trade cycle. So first of all, talking about definitions of trade cycle, first one, according to Haberler, trade cycle is an interval that embraces alternating periods of prosperity and depression. That means, according to Haberler, trade cycle is a time period. It is an interval, that means it is a time period that embraces, it means it includes alternating periods. Why? Because after one phase immediately another phase comes. So these are alternating phases, alternating period, and these alternating period are of prosperity, that is good time, and then depression, that is bad time. So that means once economy faces bad time, then after that there will be a good time, and once when economy is having good time, again there will be a bad time, because it is cyclical in nature. So economy will face both these changes regularly. Next one, that is according to Hawtrey, trade cycles are continuous phases of good and bad changes occurring in an economy. So according to Hawtrey also, trade cycles, these are a continuous phases which occur in an economy, and these phases are again, it may be good changes or it may be bad changes. Talking about some characteristics of a trade cycle. First one, they depict dynamic changes in the economy. That means there are changes in all the sectors of economy. These fluctuations are not only found in production and income, but also in the other variables of economy, maybe employment, maybe investment, maybe consumption, price levels, and so on. They depict the positive and negative changes in the economy. So as we have seen in the definitions itself, that these are alternating periods of good time as well as bad time. That means there are good changes or bad changes occurring in economy. So here we may say that it reflects both good as well as bad changes, or positive as well as negative changes. These arise because of several factors. So there are various factors responsible for these changes in an economy. Similarly, trade cycles have various phases, and each phase does not last for a uniform period. So that means trade cycle does have various phases, but none of these phases will last for a uniform period. We cannot claim or we cannot say that this phase will last for this much time, and this phase will last permanently, because as we have seen that these changes are cyclical. So once one phase is over, immediately the next phase begins. So we may say that none of these phases will last for a uniform period of time. Now lastly, talking about phases of a trade cycle. So mainly a trade cycle has four phases, that are boom or inflation, next one that is recession, then it is depression, and lastly it is recovery. So talking about these changes. So now first one over here is boom, or also known to be inflation. So it is a time period when all the economic activities have reached at their maximum growth level in a given time period. Here demands have peaked up, and also the incomes and profits, and therefore this period is also known to be a period of peak, as you can see in the diagram, that peak, which means the topmost or highest level. So here also the economic activities have reached at their highest level. Because of an increase in demand, the necessary increase in supply is to be made so as to cater those demand, and in order to increase the supply, the production needs to be increased. In order to increase that production, more labor is to be appointed, and therefore there would be an increase in employment. Also there would be an increase in income because of employment, so which will further increase the demand. Next phase is recession. So when all the economic activities have reached at their maximum possible level, then a slowdown starts occurring. Demand starts slowing down, followed by investment and employment, because as soon as demand starts decreasing, so production needs to be reduced, and because of reduce in production, there would be necessary reduction in employment as well as income of the people, which would further cause a reduction in demand. Next one, that is depression. So as you can see that depression, it is at the bottom, of that line, or just like in peak it was at the topmost level, depression is at the bottom level. The slowdown which started occurring in the face of recession further continues, and therefore now all the activities reach at their minimum level. The confidence of buyers, producers, as well as investors in the economic activity is at its lowest. Now, here the consumers who have already started expecting that there would be a fall in prices due to a reduction in demand further expect the prices to fall even more. So that means here people expect that now the prices are going to fall further, and due to this there is further reduction in demand, and due to reduction in demand production falls, employment falls, causing a further reduction in demand. Thus depression is caused. So overall in this phase all the activities now reach at their minimum level or at their lowest level. Now last one, that is recovery. So here when depression lasts for some time, then the suppressed demand starts emerging. Now what happens that as we have seen in the characteristics itself, that none of the phase will last for a uniform period. Each and every phase would definitely last for some time, but after that the next phase would start. So when this depression has last for some time, now people do have some demand, definitely they have some demand, but they have suppressed it, expecting that prices will fall further, and due to that they are going to buy those things in future when the prices have reached at their minimum level. So now in the depression, when already the prices have reached at their minimum level, now people again they start demanding those goods and services. Even it is supported by government, as government tries to increase investment as well as employment, and also in long run certain times technological changes may happen, and thus this leads to a recovery of demand, and due to an increase in demand, employment and investment would again start increasing. So these changes or these cycles occur in all economies and in all the economic activities in a long run. Thank you, students.